All right. Hey, on our way to this day.
On our way to this day. I like how you were just saying you were just speaking in terms of almost like returning to a place or like remembering, like the Hopi language, where we were there, we figured out how to coexist and to support each other.
Ever found our way to being able to revive that kind of lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a remembrance of old ancient times, perhaps.
Right.
You know, the Maori have a term, Hokiana. Their word for remembering. Or for returning.
Oh.
The return to a collective sense of being able to get it together, and to be able to have a relationship that's reciprocal and giving and taking and thanks and sharing, and being able to share thanks with those that have been supportive along the way. I mean, you know, a lifestyle where we are providing for ourselves, and not letting people slip through the cracks. I mean, if we have a spirited sense of being there for each other. How is the definition of dignity ever preserved? If I'm wanting it to represent being there for each other, saying we were there.
Right.
I mean, there being a place where we had that lifestyle that was functional.
Right, and where dignity was recognized. Embodied.
Being able to recognize a place within. I mean, if we in our best day, we can be there for someone that's in need when we're passing by. I mean, to share a groove that is about being there for each other. I mean, trying to be on a path together and getting. And if I help someone else, it helps me too.
Right.
And to be able to give without expectation would be nice. I mean, it's kind of a tricky thing.
I said orienting toward reciprocity or orienting toward one another.
Reciprocating. Yeah. Age of Aquarius, dawning, being a return to people consciousness from the self-centered and egocentric.
Right, exactly.
Jeremy Griffith and the biological explanation of the human condition, referring to that kind of altruism being our possible potential to get back to selfless giving.
Right.
And that's the sense of connection with that definition of dignity that I wanted to try to put together somehow. And to feel dignified in living that kind of way. Like ever liberating from the every man for himself or the dog-eat-dog world kind of mentality. The benefit that came from the production that I put on at the City Hall Council was about the overcoming the illusion of separation that of the rich and poor.
Yes.
I mean, the not being defined by the dollar kind of felt like I don't judge someone by how much money they have. Happy to find a way if there's a question that could lead towards the creation of the rich people being inspired to practice generosity.
Right.
You know, how can an example be witnessed where they see the transformation from falseness to feeling like an authentic kind of grateful kind of feeling. I mean, if it's not self gratification, I mean, maybe just a pure kind of like family kind of restoration of that kind of feeling to be grateful that someone received a point along the way. I mean, it seems simple. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to depict it in a way for a cultural kind of revolution where they I can benefit from giving to another.
I think like part of the barrier is the like not recognizing dignity. Like I wrote down like the myth of unworthiness. It's like there's this myth that people need to like earn their like earn to have enough, and like it's this idea that like some people deserve to be safe and like taken care of and have enough food and all these things, and like some people don't. And I think that is like
just bunch of
no, of course,
like...
right. It's like that is like to not recognize dignity. It's like if we recognize that no, you don't, like you were talking
to have so much to feel worthy. I mean,
right.
You feel like confusion about being told you have to be redeemed in order to feel like you are something or are anything or are someone or like the subconscious limited belief that I got brought to my awareness and that time years ago was about I'd be able to affirm I am enough.
Right.
I feel like I have to do something to prove it.
Exactly, and so it's like how do we like get
medicine for a collective kind of treatment of that kind of wound,
right?
The worthiness wound,
right? Because it's like it's a wound that we all like individually need to heal in ourselves, and it's like if people who are wealthy or people who like hoard resources, if they believe that about other people, like if they believe like those people are poor because they deserve to be or because they have no, totally, exactly. It's like what was I going to say? I think that's such an essential misunderstanding. Like people perceiving themselves as not enough, people perceiving other people as not enough. And it's this like wrong perception.
But you won't feel that the dollar defines us. I mean, you feel like people are priceless and sense that kind of thing. I mean,
right.
Family values being out of the question. I mean, we value materialism being about things getting in the way of our spiritual kind of experience. We feel like let nothing get in the way of our friends and our family being embracing or embodying that kind of quality. If you'll call it some kind of potential to address those kind of things.
Right.
If our common ground about it be made known.
Yeah.
And matters like these feel like if we can, if not being defined by a dollar, but being able to together share what our definition of the dollar is. I mean, to have an agreement about what our money's for.
Right.
I mean, we're all doing different things, and people call money evil. I mean, people can make choices and do whatever they want with it. I mean, if you have spiritual freedom to decide what the family kind of agrees upon, if it's familiar that a dollar goes for the mental health or the psychological benefit or need meeting.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's like to get clear on, because to get clear on, like, what are we organizing together to, like, what do we want to have together, like
if a movement can be about like a campaign, needs a name like a bottom dollar campaign, like when at rock bottom, which can be hard sometimes at wit's end, or how do I know where I feel is my need meeting, if it's feasible or practical. I mean, there's common ground about what leads to the psychological benefit. If we have a necessity being a mother invention, I should be able to invent a way to gain earnestly and not feel like I have to go back in debt or further in debt.
Right. Well, and I think it's like collectively, like everybody deciding that the reason why individual people's like rock bottoms can get so low is because we don't like collectively agree on like this is the floor. Like we're not gonna let people, like you and I talk about like letting people slip through the cracks. It's like if we collectively agree like no, like the cracks, like we work together to repair the cracks so that this is like it's like if somebody
kind of distraction from our goal.
Yeah, like, and if somebody like runs out of money, for example, like the floor is still like, that doesn't mean they don't get to eat food or they don't get to drink water or they don't get to live in a house. It's like how do we
inspire earnest kind of work to work our way out of what situation?
Yeah,
rather than
and
like
to make
kind
like
of
earnest.
frustrating kind of. I gotta make it worse. That's my.
Right.
I mean, that's what I'm used. That's familiar. That pain is what I'm used to.
Right. That's I think that's so important. Like that most work that's like kind of framed as like the way out is like really can be really damaging. So it's like, how do we agree about what is dignified work and to like compensate people for that, to care for people.
With an adjustment somehow, if we can narrow it down or identify what that little like move would be to create a way for more easily meeting. I mean, if a system has the potential for an adjustment,
right?
And if we can be accountable because we created it apparently,
right? And
to share that I'm part of that kind of. If it's appropriate to have a closing a door that can free us from any kind of like difficulty in a definition of work being like slavery or something, or
right.
If our productivity can be liberated from any harsh kind of conditions. I mean, how to let the brothers be for the mothers to be about doing our best part to make it so that women can focus on the nurturing of the children.
Right. Well, that's a super good example, because it's like then in the case of the brothers for the mothers, like the work that the men are doing is like this like constructive, like nourishing thing that has a positive effect on the mothers, whereas like a lot of normal jobs, like those same men, it's like they're doing jobs where their energy is just kind of not going anywhere helpful. Like, so it's like, how do we have jobs and work where people's energy is like,
that kind of thing.
Exactly, where people's energy is turning toward each other rather than like, does that make sense? Like everybody's energy kind of going.
Ever gradually getting there. I feel like what are the adjustments that we can make in our power, and have little points along the way that say, okay, we're not going to step on toes of the houseless.
Totally.
Or if we're not going to make it more difficult for people to thrive. I mean, if we're going to prevent any kind of obstruction of justice or any. If we have a ability to manifest some kind of shared same page kind of ideology, it's not an ideology. Maybe it's I mean, if it's not authority, if it's like just common ground about what helps us be able to prosper.
Right. Well, and I think what's coming to me in this moment is like it's like now we think about work as like the way that. Like doing some job, we think about work as like the way that people earn their keep, and I think we need to like completely separate those. It's like people don't need to earn their keep. Like, how do we think about like what is like the like it's like what is like the foundation?
What is the ancient kind of way that was functional where we were there, we were coexisting, we had this kind of connectivity where we were regularly receiving and giving and just what is it? You need like a common sense kind of thing about a practical kind of life that was successful, or I mean, how am I practicing it though? I mean, if am I not walking it? If I'm not it's not easy to prove that if I was an example of that, it'd be a lot more cool. It'd feel like we're doing that already. Like
sure.
Well, this is Team Healthy Cabeza, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
With Liam and Dacé.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I think that all of these things like can't be done alone. Like we do need each other. So that can like feel discouraging, or it can feel
it seems like we're already, sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
Already in such senses of fears being being stressful these days, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean even the emotion that ego fears and coming together being even another kind of fear to
Right.
feel like we'd have to walk through that to feel like we're not living like that. I mean,
Right. Right. Well, yeah, no, the fear is so huge, because I think that is like what stops people.
Closeness doesn't have to be that way, but
I totally agree.
it
Yeah.
seems like our differences being so intense sometimes. Oh, it makes me uncomfortable to be around strangers, or
Right. Well, and it's like it like fear like can grow so much in your mind. Like I was reading a book, I forget what I was reading, but it was talking about how it was talking specifically about racism, like in places where people have a lot of proximity to each other, like in places where like at the elementary school there's like all these different kids of different races,
tables
like,
right next to each other.
yeah, exactly, like, and they play together, like there it is not
no lines like that to have to feel like separated.
That's like when people are close with each other in close proximity, like those
Dissolves
fears
the
tend to
boundaries.
yeah, those fears I think tend to dissolve, but it's like we get ever farther away by like building these like stories about what other people are about, or like what the experience of being together is going to be like, or
with our contemporary kind of current situation being in confusion about what our hope is, and
right,
find a what's the best we can do. I mean,
right.
Focus on the future generation. I mean,
Right.
and have that get back that childhood classroom where they're free of that kind of confusion.
Right. Right. Well, yeah, and I was thinking too about like for some people when they reach a point with addiction, like people who experience addiction, sometimes when there's a turning point where they're like, I'm going to make a change in my life, and like I'm going to do something different. It's this point where they realize that they feel so afraid of making that change, but the reality in which they're living, like the way that they're relating to life in this like addicted way, they're like, my current situation
kind of thing.
yeah, no, exactly, it's like what do I have to be afraid of? Like my current situation is has got to give, exactly right. And so it's like, and I think that I think there's like a collective moment of that happening.
Have you embrace any eager patience about it? I mean,
right.
Maybe laid back but still progressive. I mean,
right.
That's the right attitude towards feeding into the freedom from addiction. Some hope for some kind of vision of being free of the wound that's in the way of our fullest potential. I mean, we'd have to identify the wound, but
exactly.
There's prevention. Yeah. There's prevention of trauma. I mean, or if we can prevent trauma, but we also need to heal the trauma. The oxen were more efficient.
Right.
If we have like a relation with some kind of like engine that we're driving, but there's a disease, and we have to do an oil change. They made it to Medicine Meadows, and got to hang out with Willow Tree, and
I was just there too.
Nice.
Yeah, I was just there the other day.
Man, I'm not missing the hope for some kind of resolve about any discord between with the memory of there being an attitude about illness being the enemy, like back in the day, right. Back in 400 AD or so. Mm-hmm. And the plague was going on, and there's people that worship Hygeia, and they had a mentality or a philosophy that in that way, to put it that way, and I feel like maybe
is Hygeia where hygiene comes from?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Sanitation, that kind of thing.
That's really interesting. Well, yeah,
the word hygiene. Yeah.
That makes me think of like there is like a real balance with that, right? Because like to be hygienic, if you're just like sterilizing everything, that actually makes you more prone to be sick. Like, so for example, if you have a pest,
with a society that's all out of balance right now, and
exactly.
I'm liking the running water being the making it all the way to the sea, kind of with with a gradually getting there kind of thing, and be like, or trips to the river being about memories about a high school band, the Riverside Ramblers, and having that kind of paradise that we used, had our sanctuary upriver when we were in high school. I feel like that was our respite, that refuge, that, you know, and always wanted to be able to provide that for others. I mean, if a safe haven being similar to that kind of vibration,
right?
What the benefits would be from a cause that could create that kind of implementation of an idea like that into reality. You know, every city should have a right to a safe haven,
Totally.
a universal, all ages, all inclusive, and the environment that's conducive to create abundant welfare.
Right.
Or
the right to a safe haven.
We're open to making a dignified deal with whoever wants to get down to this kind of thing, if we can share that practical kind of approach to securing a place together.
Mm-hmm.
Our village recover itself in time to have met that kind of demand of psychological benefits. It's consistent for everybody. I mean, to ensure that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Be a conclusion to the case of uncertainty about what would cure the case from our chaos. Not saying that's going to be easy, because it's already difficult. It seems like even more difficult dealing with the social complex kind of creatures that we are. And if we can direct our credits to the constellations that we've been, the stars, the names of those the guidance that had come from as ever hopeful for an interfaith kind of like blessing to present a way to share some kind of acknowledgement of those that have supported us, and reaching any kind of point of a same page that we can all relate with. Mm-hmm. Ever an agreeable groove? Ever a graduation that we can celebrate? And it'd be nice to achieve that kind of collective kind of agreement. I want to have a name for a groove agreeability. We can't please everybody, but we have a universal band that has an ability to hit the spot on a regular basis. To meet that need of connectivity would lead to psychological benefits consistently. I know there's musicians out there that share that kind of ability. You need a place for it, though. I get a refuge being a possibility, a safe haven. Time being houseless in Eugene, feeling like the Palestine protest camp had something to do with the science that love your neighbor. Yeah. And I was like, okay, and yeah, but then eventually I feel like a deeper kind of sense of what it meant to me to have any kind of way to relate with a neighbor about the metaphor of a fence, the relationship depicted by the fence, because they say good neighbors build good fences, but trying to remember that story about I've never built a fence with a neighbor, but I imagine it would take a long time to give me opportunity to get to know my neighbor. Yes. That's how I remember that being told. And in another sense, the paradox of the predicament of the fences being the separation of neighbors, but I think the way for it, the intention was about unity, bringing the neighbors together. But
right. Well, yeah, I just wrote down like collaborating for boundaries, because it's like maybe the fences.
Having time to get to know my neighbor, and and then I know I'm not going to go there. I mean, having that being able to ask questions and find out what flies and what doesn't. Right.
Like the process of like forming agreements and
becoming shared kind of sense of what the relationship's about, and ever getting along. I mean,
right. Yeah,
I mean,
it's like what's on my side and what's on your side.
Sharing a sense of belonging.
Yeah, like we both belong on this earth. Like we both belong in
the
this
garden.
space. Yeah, in this garden. Yeah, exactly. And so it's like here's where
With the stars above us.
ends. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then it's like you can form agreements about maybe you have a common garden that it's like we can both
have a spiritual crisis where I don't know any gods that I'm serving that have much to do with the garden besides the name of angels that are promoting the kind of secrets about nature to be revealed. I mean, there's like every names of planets that are inspired by the heavens or the stars or the cosmos.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm quite curious. I came across the plant name Euphorbia.
Yes.
It's
I know why it's called that actually.
It's close to Euphoria.
It is. It is.
Reminds me of what is that? I don't know what the name Beacock Music was about, but
I don't know.
Some history. I don't know. Do you know anyone named Beatrice?
Yes, I do.
Nice.
Yes, my dear friend Ben's aunt is called Beatrice.
Beatrice,
yeah. All
right.
Yep.
Nice.
Beautiful. Like if you were gonna have, it's okay. Like if you were gonna have like a gathering of people, like part of the boundary is that you can't step outside.
On your toes. Oh, step outside.
Well, yeah, but either thing, it's like you establish the boundaries.
We have a mutual kind of understanding between us. We're not about stepping on each other's toes. That's the neighbors moved in, a new neighbor. We just found out right away. That's a no.
You could write a story about
that's
two neighbors.
Nice,
you know what I mean?
Like
like embodying. Well, because that's what's so cool about fiction is like fiction is like not true, but you can actually tell like fictional stories in order to express. Yeah, exactly. Like in order to express certain truths, like how you and I were. We should do this again. When you and I were consistently reading the Clan Mothers.
13 original Clan Mothers.
Yes, and like each story, like they're fictional, but it's like they embody this like truth,
right?
You know, about life, and so it's like maybe that would be a good. Maybe you don't have a neighbor yet.
Yeah, great hope. I mean, that's inspiring to think there could be a story that can share returning story of Zorro, and his friend. I say friend. They're enemies. In a story, they're two neighbors at war with each other. But him and Captain Morrow were like white and black, and they're fighting. And the third party, the Maiden of the Moon comes into the picture and says, "You guys," and they're like, and she shared the point, like the priority being reminded about. Mm-hmm. So they dropped the thing, and they're maybe able to. As some kind of hope for a rendition that maybe returns to some kind of like common ground where they instead of being button heads about things, it can be about the Maiden of the Moon where she's the priority, and they're on the same page, and they can still be like, they can still ventilate or feel like they're I mean, maybe not aggressive, but feeling like a place for some kind of like exchange of like working together. I mean, ever teamwork and a reconciliation of a paradox being a therapeutic approach towards others in society seeing them overcoming the it wasn't necessary they weren't making progress and beating each other up.
Right.
Find relief from the ongoing kind of broken record to feel maybe they made some kind of like actual healthy relationship be restored.
That's, I think, really good because it's like the paradox in a lot of cases is like both like people or both tribes or whatever like think that they're gonna win over the other one,
and superiority, the domination,
exactly,
kind of thing.
And that's gonna like create a good situation, when
resolve.
it just like creates,
doesn't solve the problem.
It doesn't solve the problem at all. Yeah, exactly. And there's like all this collateral damage. It's like you look around at the end of the war, you know what I mean?
It's to live with
yes,
accountable that way.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or Zuriel, I mean, about trying to have help in finding a mutual agreement between oneself and another. I mean,
right. Well, and like clarity that would be good. That it's it's not this like loss to
sacrifice my pride, my egotism.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
How could you?
Exactly. Right.
You know,
right, but that's like a huge obstacle. It's like it's a significant obstacle, I think, within most people to.
Keeping us from seeing a possibility of being productive, or
yes.
And we've been doing this for years. It seems like
totally.
they've gone through this before. It seems like we have stories about civil rights activists. We have stories about liberation movements from earlier times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what stories can we tell from that we've learned from? If I'm still struggling in my camp at Westmoreland to practice conflict resolution. And I'm given opportunities daily.
Yeah.
Every now and then I take an opportunity. I I try to find a way to put it in a way for someone to feel like there can be solutions.
Right.
I mean, Gloria Day said love is the only solution.
Uh-huh.
Maybe a certain kind of love be appropriate for a certain kind of dilemma or conflict. An experiment to find out what does work. I mean, if it needs like a team kind of love or a group kind of therapy.
Right. Well, yeah. Like I think in the case of where you live, like that's a very, 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 very difficult.
Right. It's really complex. There's family and there's family.
Yeah.
And they're standing up, not losing family in order for family.
Yes. Right. Right. Yeah, there's like a lot of like very
value,
alive
conflict and value.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, familiar values being blurred together. If I'm confounding, trying to bridge families together, it's not. There's no winning or losing. It's like still struggling. I mean,
right.
Having no common ground about what is going to help us get back to where we want to be.